I'm about to show you something nobody is talking about. This is 100% based on the facts and the charts, and this literally could wipe Bitcoin out. Nobody's talking about it until now. I have a question. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Would you like to have an extra income stream? Do you want to make 5 times more in this bull run? There's only 1 day left. The largest ever discount on my courses in 6 years, a ridiculous 75% off. There's only 1 day left. Do not miss out. You're going to get lifetime access, unlimited viewing. You can watch the courses at your own speed whenever you want. I'm going to transform you from where you are now into knowing exactly when to buy and sell, into having an extra income stream, into making 5 times more in this bull run. If you say to me, I want to sign up, but I'm going to wait for more profits and sign up later. You could, or you sign up now and make 5 times more money in this bull run. It's a bona fide fact. I want you to close your eyes, envision 5 times more money stacked up in front of you at the end of this bull run. Don't throw that away. Sign up today. The clock is ticking. Only 1 day left. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. That's cryptocrewuniversity.com. I'll see you on the inside. Now, let's jump into the chart. We're on the weekly chart. Bitcoin US dollar index. We have price action above, and down at the bottom, we have my custom indicator, Steve's NVT HV. Now, if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can just pull up the volatility on Bitcoin. The volatility on Bitcoin, you'll be able to pull this same chart, and that's free. That is 10 years of Bitcoin's volatility, right? The volatility in markets is critical. If you study markets, you have to really deeply understand volatility. When there's no volatility, it's the calm before the storm. When there's a lot of volatility, the markets could be trending ridiculous to the upside or crazy amounts to the downside. The volatility is really high when Bitcoin is near its top. You can see right here and right here. Now, the problem with Bitcoin's volatility is we've been forming this 10-year pattern. And those of you who know even a little bit about charts, you can already see that this is devastating. I don't know why nobody has talked about it, but we're about to break it down. We talked about this a little bit in a previous video, but we're about to break it down even further, and I need to really explain what's happening also in the stock market. The stock market goes through these periods. Every 30 or 40 years, we go through a period that just wipes out the market for 10 years or more, right? In the 1930s, the market was wiped out for 12 years. But I'm about to tell you how you know it's about to enter that. Also, in the 1970s, the market was wiped out for 10 years. And then in the 2000s, we were wiped out for 10 years. It's getting closer. The stock market is showing signs and getting closer to a period again, maybe in the 2030s or the end of the 2020s, where the market gets wiped out. Right? We get wiped out for a period of 10 years. It's this huge recovery cycle, which it looks like it's coming in Bitcoin. Now, I want to explain 2 things. Number one, what do I think is going to happen when the Bitcoin market gets wiped out? And number 2, what will happen after Bitcoin gets wiped out? Because that's where it gets very exciting. Let's start at the basics. This is our trend line, right? If you look at our volatility since 2013, we had our volatility way up here, and then our next pivot was a lower high, and then our next pivot was a lower high, and then another lower high, and then another lower high. Whenever you have continuous lower highs while retesting the same base, this is a distinct market pattern. It happens in any market around the world, and this is a descending triangle. You can see it's a triangle, and it's descending. Anytime it's descending and retesting our base, it's coming back down, coming back up. Coming back down, coming back up, coming back down, coming back up. Anytime you have multiple touch points on the top trend line and the bottom trend line, and it's in this type of formation, this is a descending triangle, and the high majority of these break to the downside. The high majority of these break to the downside. Now, can a descending triangle break to the upside? Sure, it's very rare, and especially in a pattern like this, it would be very rare. If you say, okay, well, how much lower could we go inside of here? Oh, much lower, much lower. So our base is currently at around 30-ish, right? This indicator also goes to 0. So our base was at 30. We've never, ever been below 16 in the history of Bitcoin. And it goes to 0, but it doesn't stop there. This actually can go into the negative. So again, let me paint a clear picture. We've never been below 16 with our volatility. Again, when the volatility is low, the market is sleeping. Literally, price is like really going sideways, okay? We've never been below 16. The market, this indicator goes to 0, but it also goes to negative 40. So if you ask yourself, oh, even if we lose volatility, we don't have a lot of room to go. We have ridiculous room to go to the downside with our volatility. Keep in mind, price doesn't move up when you have no volatility. Price is non-existent. You just look at here. During these periods, every 30 or 40 years, we will have no volatility in the stock market. The stock market kind of dies. But again, these periods are so healthy because after that, we go on parabolic runs for the next, decade or so, okay? So this is how the market works. You have these periods of absolute low volatility where it wipes out the market, but it's like a rebirth. It's a rejuvenation period. The market needs this to be healthy. It can't just continuously go to the moon. Things don't operate like that. No market has ever done that. And it looks like Bitcoin is in this phase. Now, again, I want to say, because people will say, oh, Steve said we're in phase 1 of the bull. Yeah, phase 1 of the bull, this cycle. This is a 10-year chart, and we haven't broken it yet. So again, what I will say is this low volatility, I do not think it will affect this cycle. I think it's going to really affect the next cycle, and here's why. When you look at the S&P 500, okay, and we're on a 2-month chart, so it may not be very clear. Let's put on a monthly chart so it's a little bit clear. I want you to disregard this blue line just for a second as I tell you what's happening, okay? When we were in this formation, everyone was freaking out. The stock market is going to go down. Oh my God, this is going to be the worst recession. Everybody in the world's top economists in all of the countries were saying, hey, 2023 is going to be deadly. 2023 deadly. Worst crash since the Great Recession of 2008 or the 1929. They were comparing it to these two cycles. It's going to be the worst ever. But we were in a bull flag. We sat right here in this chair. And I'm like, the S&P 500 is in a bull flag. This is bullish. And everybody, oh, the world top economists, no, we're going to crash down. 2023 is going to be a bloodbath. 2023 was quite literally, and this is just based on the facts, 2023 has been the best year in the stock market in 40 years. That's a bona fide fact. We know that now, but in that period, tried to be somebody on YouTube and say that the S&P 500 is in a bull flag and we're going to break to the upside when everybody of the smartest people in the world are saying the precise opposite. But that's what we did. I sat here and I said bull flags, the high majority of the time, break to the upside. Can bull flags break to the downside? Yes, but it's rare. This is a bull flag, and this is October 22, so October of last year. So it actually broke out in November, and then we confirmed it in December. We talked about it right here on our channel. We broke out in October, we confirmed it in December, and look what the S&P did since then. These things, you've got to really just look at the facts and not our emotional opinions. Now, this blue line is the 27 EMA. We're on the 2-month chart. And when you have this up, as long as the S&P 500 continues to hold support on here, we're good. How do you know that these 10-year cycles happen? It's when we are inside of any formation and we dip our head below here and hold as support. So yes, we were in a bull flag here, but we actually broke through this blue line saying that this 10-year cycle has officially started. So have we broken through this blue line yet? No. The previous one, this 10-year cycle, it happened as soon as we dipped our head below. which was here, and holding this blue line as resistance. You may say, how about this one? This one didn't hold as resistance. This candle just breached through. It was not resistance. It breached through here, and that started our 10-year cycle of no volatility, price moving sideways. It wipes out the whole market. It will get rid of all the scams. It'll get rid of all the dead weight. It'll get rid of all the dirty money. It'll flush out all the weak hands. It'll completely rejuvenate the market. It'll be the best thing that's ever happened to crypto, but it's never happened to crypto. It's happened to the stock market. And again, these were the best, healthiest things for the stock market in the long run. Happens every 30 to 40 years. This period was 40 years. This period was 30 years. And here we are today, nowhere close to this blue line. So it tells me that this market cycle we're in right now, we're good. I believe we're good. I think the next market cycle is going to start this 10-year wave, and that's going to be trouble. Okay, so let's get into it. How bad could it get, and what happens afterwards? Well, again, 2013 until now, this is a 10-year pattern. Just like we said with the stock market, the majority of this pattern breaks to the upside. The majority of this pattern breaks to the downside, and we have a long way to go. And if you just take a step back and you look at the parabolic run Bitcoin has been on for the past 10 to 13 years, we're ready for a rejuvenation of the market, to wipe the market clean, to get rid of all the weak hands, to wipe out all the dirty money, to wipe out all the dirty scams. That's what would happen in this period. So here is a way to look at it. What we need to do, if you are a fan of Bitcoin, is we want to remain inside of here for the rest of this market cycle, which again, once we get into 2024, this starts getting really, really thin. All right. So we're going to try our best to remain inside of here. It's going to be quite difficult, but I will keep you up to date. So can this thing break to the downside? Yes. As we mentioned, down to -40. So there's a very long way to go. So how do I think this is going to play out? I think everybody's going to be caught off guard. I really do. And you can start to see, once we really get into the bull run, everybody's going to be yelling 100K and a million. You're going to hear, 100K, 500,000, million. You're going to hear these things on repeat. But I think it's going to be a while. I think it might be 10 years before we reach, a number like 500,000 or something like that. It's going to be at least 10 years. And everyone will tell you what will happen in this cycle. It's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely we reach 100K in this cycle. I hate to be somebody with bad news, but I speak the facts. And when you watch me, usually those facts play out to be true. And in the moment when I tell you something, it always makes you mad. You're like, damn, I wish Steve didn't say that. I don't know what he's talking about. And then months and months later, you're like, damn, he was right. He was right again. How the hell does he do this? I remain level-headed. I look at just the facts. I don't pay attention to the news. I'm not influenced by anybody. I just look at the facts, and I look at them deeper than anybody. I look at them every day, 7 days a week. I study Bitcoin. I'm not focused on everything else. I'm trying to be the best at Bitcoin, and I can really understand Bitcoin's movement based on like 40, 50, 60, 70 different charts. And this one, we've got to talk about it. This one's big. Nobody's going to be talking about this type of movement. This is volatility at its best. So Bitcoin has been predicated on its volatility. Its volatility has led to the highest highs. But when you have no volatility in the market, and when you have almost negative volatility in the future, it's going to be tough. But the crypto market needs it. This will be the healthiest thing that's ever happened. Now, after this plays out, after we have no volatility, after the market goes sideways, after we flush out all the crap, after we flush out all the scams, all the dirty money, all the weak hands, it's going to be such a healthy run. This whole cycle will repeat and Bitcoin will go crazy. And that is when we will reach, a $500,000 Bitcoin, which I believe is in the cards. But it's going to be a hell of a rocky road from now until then. And if you're ready for it, and if you have strong hands, There's a lot of money to be made in this market cycle. As I mentioned with my courses, you'll be able to make 5 times more in this market cycle. And this might be your last chance to make money in a market cycle with Bitcoin, given this chart right here. There's no way else to put it. This is your last chance to really make money. So this is the largest I've ever had a discount on my courses. You see what's coming. This market cycle is your time to make money. You can continue going your way, or you can sign up now and make 5 times more doing it my way. I have a lot more experience than you. There's no denying that. You want to go your way? You go your way. If you want to make 5 times more, you go my way. The choice seems pretty obvious, right? Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate everybody's support, and I can't wait to do a follow-up on this video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs.
I was just investing my money, throwing it into the abyss, tens of thousands of dollars. And now with Steve's plan, I'm up 32,000. I'm appreciative for this course. It really works.